So next story, they say that Dr. Dre's wife, Nicole Young, is being investigated for embezzlement. All right. They say that she took $385,029. She took this money from a business account, and she did not let the other people that was on this account know, didn't get permission, just went and withdrew the money. So evidently Nicole Young is a business partner with Dr. Dre, Andre Young, and Larry Chatham. Okay. They had a business where they had a recording studio. I believe it's called Record One. And the three of them had this business account together. She went and withdrew this money because she says that rightfully that money belongs to her. And I guess, you know, she don't know what the fuck is going on, you know, because she feels like Andre is hiding money and trying to keep her from what's rightfully hers. So she just went on and took the shit out herself. And she said, and her lawyer said that they know that this was legal for her to do. She had every right because she is a partner and she is on the account. So this is nothing more than a PR attempt for Andre Young and Larry Chatham to make her look bad when she had every right to do so. But Larry Chatham is the one that brought up this lawsuit and said that no, she was not supposed to go. I guess they are supposed to have an agreement that if there are any large withdrawals like that, that they would have to have the permission from the other people. But I mean, I feel like if she was able to pull the money out and the bank didn't stop her, then it wasn't an official declaration that the person couldn't take the money out of the account without the saying of the other two people on the account, because otherwise the bank would have said, no, you got to get permission. You can't just come and get this money. So I also believe that Nicole's lawyer is telling the truth and that, you know, there was no way to stop her because the money is rightfully hers. Okay. But it does sound petty. I mean, when you start talking about $980 million that Dr. Dre is worth, and you guys over here piddle paddling about some damn $400,000 that this woman then took. Okay, now you guys know that she had asked for the $1.9 million a month. The judge did shoot that down. So those of you guys who thought that that was ridiculous amount and that she didn't deserve it, well, she didn't get it. I don't know what they settled on, but she definitely didn't get the almost $2 million a month from the judge. Okay. And this divorce is going to get messier and messier. Okay. I know at the beginning, Dr. Dre was saying that he felt that she did deserve, you know, money and certain things, and she hadn't worked for the majority of the time that they were together. I think she was a lawyer, and that he planned on taking care of her. But now, as we get we get further and further into this divorce, you know, it gets messier and messier. So we'll see if these two can, you know, make it happen, make it, what is the word that I'm looking for? We'll see if these two can try to keep it cordial. But something tells me that when you're talking about millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars, okay, it's real hard to keep that shit cordial. But I'm still not mad, Nicole, girl. Get your money, boo. I'm sure you put up with a whole lot over the years. Congratulations are in order to your girl Rihanna. Looks like she's made the Forbes list of the richest self-made woman list for the first time with a net worth of $600 million. And you guys know that your girl got that because of her cosmetics line and now her skincare line. And also her lingerie line, Fenty Savage, and her designer line that she has with that designer house that also does Louis Vuitton wear. I mean, she is so established in outside of the music industry. I mean, she still has her music, but that's not the first thing that it will always be the first thing that you think of when you think of Rihanna. The music is still going to be the first thing that you think of, but when it comes to them financials, yeah, I don't think all I can say is we ain't probably gonna get an album from Rihanna a long ass time, if ever again. I know that she's been working on things, but It just doesn't seem like it's going to happen. And then she did an interview that said that she doesn't want to put out an album if she can't tour, like if she can't perform it on stage because of COVID, then she doesn't even want to put the music out. And clearly is no rush. I mean, she can make that decision easily and not worry, because she's just so out there when it comes to her other businesses. And, you know, I always tell you guys that I'm proud of Rihanna, because I feel like she has stayed pretty much out of the dramas, the dramatics, you know, had that eventful start. But once she got past that situation with Chris Brown, you know, that for the most part, she's been able to maneuver her life and her career, be it to music or her other businesses. She's just moved very smartly and has made choices on her own that have benefited her. And yeah, I'm just happy for her. So $600 million, y'all, that ain't no chump change, especially when you self-made. So congratulations to her. So they say that Tim Norman has pled not guilty to his murder for hire charges. And of course he would, because I told you guys last week that the prosecution is asking for the death penalty for him and the girl, Terica, that was involved in this murder for hire plot. No word that they're going to let him out of jail. I told you guys last week that he was trying to get out and saying that he has businesses in the area and that he was going to be staying with his mom if he did get out, that he was not a flight risk. And I mean, you don't plan on going back to work and just like regular every day after all of this shit happens, right? So I'm just like, I doubt that they're going to let him out, especially if they ask him for the death penalty. I mean, I know if I was facing the death penalty and I had a chance to get my ass out of jail, I would take all measures to try to get the fuck out of Dodge and disappear. So maybe they better hold on to Tim. All right, you guys, here's a story that many of you guys wanted me to talk about. So remember, we spoke about Barbara Smith. You guys remember she had Alzheimer's and her husband, Dan Gadsby, was taking care of her. I thought that he was taking care of her with their daughter together. And there was a lot of controversy surrounding Dan Gadsby and the daughter's decision to move in his girlfriend, Alexandra Lerner, at the time. Okay. I thought that the girlfriend was there because Dan and B. Smith's daughter had decided that they were taking care of her together, but it turns out that no, that was not even B. Smith's daughter, that actually was just Dan Gadsby's daughter, and that they had the girl living in the house with him. Well, B. Smith did die, and people were really, really upset with the fact that he had moved his woman in there, and just felt that it was incredibly disrespectful of their marital home. Well, it turns out that Dan Gadsby and his girlfriend, Alexandra Lerner, have decided to call it quits, or at least she decided to call it quits, because they're saying that she took off, okay, that she just left. And he didn't really say any more than that. He basically just said she took off and it's whatever. But it doesn't sound like it was on the best terms, because he kind of said, when people had approached him about what happened, he said that, it is what it is, and life has a way of basically getting back at you for the things that you've done. So even though the lady didn't ran off, she's ultimately going to get what she gets. So I don't know what that could be about, but, some people will say maybe it's some karma, considering that Dan was a little shady, and some say outright wrong for moving his hoe. I shouldn't say hoe, because we don't know if she was a hoe, okay? But some of y'all was calling her his hoe, okay? But moving old girl up into the house with them. But you guys never fret, because now Dan is up in the house that he and B. Smith shared, alone, and able to contemplate life, I guess, now. Y'all forgive old Dan? Is that what you get? All right, you guys. So the whole big story right now is whether or not we should have the Oscars. Now, they did delay the Oscars because of COVID-19. I'm not even sure how you have an Oscars when there weren't nobody could go to the movies for the last year, okay? And nobody is continuing to go to the movies until this COVID thing is under control. And I don't even know if people are going to return to the movies like that, once COVID is under control. I actually am praying that the movie industry goes back to what it was, because that was something that me and Mr. love to do. We love to go to the movies, and it is sorely missed, especially when I think of all of my big hit blockbuster movies that were coming down the pike. I mean, Wonder Woman being the big thing for this year, and that is just a null and a void. It is not happening, you guys. They did try to test the movie-going waters with the movie with Denzel Washington's son. What is his name? David Washington. Tenet. And that was that big-ass, major, big blockbuster budget of a movie that they decided that they were going to put into the movie theaters maybe about a month or so ago. This would have been a huge release had things been normal, you know, with the whole big PR, and we would have seen them all over and doing videos and interviews and all of that. But of course, wasn't able to promote it like that. I mean, they did still promote it, but it still wasn't nothing like it would have been if people were still able to go to the movies. Well, that movie I don't even think it's broken even yet. And it was some hundreds of millions of dollars to make the movie. So that was the test. And you best believe after Tenet didn't do well, all of these other movies that are scheduled to come out, you know, within like the next year, everybody is sort of like, yeah, we don't think so. You know, nobody really wants to go to streaming their movies because, one, they've spent a lot of money on it. Two, they want people to see these things on the big screen, not on their boob tube at the house. Three, people don't really watch on the stream. You know, Disney Plus had to find that out the hard way when they tried to release Mulan on their streaming, but it was like Disney Plus you had to pay the extra the extra price to get Mulan. I had every intention of watching Mulan until they said that we had to pay extra for Mulan. I was like, I don't want to see the shit that bad. Okay, maybe if it was something that I really wanted to see, I would have done that. But they didn't even make their money on the Mulan thing, and not many people saw it, and even that was a disaster. So now they're just sort of like, damn, what do we do? There was I think there's a Pixar movie that's coming out that was supposed to be that it was going to go to the movies, and then after that didn't work out, then they were going to do the same thing like what they did with Mulan. But once that shit fell through with Mulan, now they're just going to release it to their regular Disney Plus. Okay, and that people who just pay for the streaming service will be able to see that movie. But I know these studios got to be nervous. Like, I'm sure things eventually will get back to normal, but how long is the question? You know, how long is it before these people are going to be able to get back to work? I mean, there's a lot of people that are out of work from that industry. So everybody is just sort of sitting on ice, I suppose. And now the Academy Awards is about to come down. And of course, it's a tradition, and they have never canceled an Academy Award. And now they don't want to start doing so. But, you know, they'll cite, like, even back in war times, you know, the Academy Award went on, but movies going was still happening. This is a very unique situation where people haven't been able to go out to see movies. So what is we Academy Awarding about? Okay, what are we giving Oscars for when people ain't even seen no movies? You know, and even if by some weird chance they get the virus under control, you know, by January, and all of a sudden everybody's able to go to the movies, I mean, what, you gonna release all of the movies so that by the time April roll around for the Oscars, you know, it's just not gonna work. So honestly, I feel like they don't need to have the Academy Awards. I mean, the Oscars is all about Now that is the ultimate of glitz and glamour. You know, if people just sitting at the house with their damn pajamas on, you know, and just, it's just not the same. And just, let's just, and plus I think they only have, what, 18 movies? I think they said it's usually 40 movies that they go by when it comes to like best picture and best screenplay and things like that. And they only have 18 to choose from. And the pool is much smaller. And I just sort of like, just forget it and start over. But of course they, you know, they don't want to do that. So that's the big discussion on whether or not that is going to happen or not. What was interesting, though, is you guys know that there's going to be Coming to America, the second part, the new, and this one also was a big budget that they filmed over here, or they filmed partially out here in Atlanta over at Tyler Perry Studios. Eddie Murphy. I mean, right there, you got to know, to have Eddie Murphy working on your film, that's big money. And then for them to bring all of the people, you know, that they had from the other movie, I'm sure they spent a lot of money just trying to get the cast all together. All right. We expected that movie. Much sooner than, I mean, it hasn't happened. We did at the same time that they were filming Coming to America, they was also filming Bad Boys for Life. Okay. The movie with, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. They was doing that at the same time over there at Tyler Perry Studios. That movie ended up coming out. I actually just watched it on HBO the other day, but that movie ended up coming out. And I don't even know if it did as well as they wanted it to do, because that was right at the beginning of COVID. But they hurried up and got that movie out. But now Coming to America is caught up in this limbo. I just read that they sold Coming to America to Amazon. So I'm not sure if that means that it's going to come out on Amazon Prime, but they sold it to like $125 million or something like that. And, man, I'm going to be bummed if that movie don't come out in the theater. I wanted to see that in the theater. I will definitely pay to see it, but I have Amazon Prime, the video, but I'm not sure if this will be an add-on or how it's going to work out. I mean, shit, the people that worked on Coming to America, they done already made their money. They done sold the shit for $125 million. Okay. So, I don't know how Amazon is going to present it. I will watch it there, but I am going to be sad that not to be able to see that movie on the big screen. But when I think about like other movies, some movies you can't even get the full appreciation of. I mean, all my Marvel comic movies, there's no way I want to just see that on the TV. I want to have it, you know, I want to be in the seat where I can feel it and the seat shakes and it's loud and dark and big on the screen. And it's just, the experience is not the same. So the movie going experience is definitely in danger. Do you guys see yourself still going to the movies after the pandemic? Okay, I definitely am going to be one of those ones, as long as it's deemed safe and I know that it's going to be okay. But today, I can't imagine myself being in no theater with all of those people, even if they were saying, okay, every other seat or every few seats or something. Just the fact that we are all in this one room and just closed like that. I mean, the movie theater already feels like very tight and compact. And then to think about, you know, the Rona floating around up in there, yet I don't know, child. I don't know if I could do that one. So, but you guys, let me know. What do you miss? Do you miss going to the movies? Is that something that you can see yourself doing in the future? Yeah, it's too many movies out there to be appreciated in person. I really hope the movie theater experience does continue. What happened to Super Scent? Y'all, she posted a video of her, looked like she'd been in a car accident or something, like her bloody nose and the gauze in her nose and her face. I don't know what's going on there. Child, I just saw that. I guess this is a quickie story. Darius McCray and Sydney Starr, they were flirting back and forth with each other on Instagram. Why do I feel like I remember a story about these two dating in the past or being close in the past? I feel like that we do know that we've heard that before. So I don't really feel like it's much of a big story. He posted a video of her dancing and saying, you know, what's understood doesn't have to be explained. And then she says, thank you, boo. And, you know, people were like, oh, are they a couple now? Well, I feel like they've been involved before in the past. Okay. So I don't know. I wasn't super surprised about that story. They say, while I'm just scrolling through here, they say that Kodak Black, y'all, was moved to a new prison because his former prison had torture tactics that was happening there. Child, let me read up on this story here. Yeah, they say that his lawyer confirmed that he has transferred to USP Thornton, which is a high security prison in Illinois, because he feels like he's being treated better there. Evidently, they was torturing your boy in Kentucky. Okay, now USP Thornton is further away from his family in Florida than he was when he was in Kentucky, so you know that's a concern, but I guess he feels like he's safer there. For those of you guys who are waiting on Monica's album Trenches, that will be released November 20th. Okay, so she hasn't had an album out in a while, so that is coming to a streaming service near you. Congratulations are in order to, well, we already congratulated Nicki Minaj and her husband Kenneth Petty as they welcomed in a brand new bouncing baby. I thought it was a bouncing baby girl, but it's a bouncing baby boy. She had the baby on September 30th, and she took a couple of weeks to just keep the baby to herself, which I don't blame her. You know, get some time to fall really deeply in love with your baby before you open them up to the world, and that would be criticisms, that would be people just trying to see him, you know, he won't have any privacy, you know, all of that, the craziness that surrounds a celebrity such as Nicki Minaj and a new baby. So she announced on October 15th that she did have a little boy. They still haven't released his name. So what did we come up with? Nick Neth? That's a mixture of Nicki and Kenneth. Nick Neth Petty over there. She had posted a lot of celebrities, Beyonce, Kim and Kanye, and the designer Ricardo, and a bunch of other people had sent her gifts, and she was thanking everybody and letting you guys know that she did have a little boy, that he is her favorite little boy in the whole wide world, you know, that she's in love with him completely, and I'm happy for her. It's just certain things that changes your life, and definitely having a baby is one of them. Okay, so she's just in a new phase of her life, and I'm happy for her. Happy for her and her husband. So congratulations to Nicki, Kenneth, and little baby Nick Neth. I'm gonna get off of here. We do this every single week, so make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.